Hello and welcome to another edition of Bruins Weekly. I'm your host, Greg Chamberlain.
And I'm Mark Rodgers. Hold the phones. It's Bruins Weekly.
It's the greatest time of the year, the NHL playoffs. Well, Mark, it's pretty simple. I think for the Bruins, there's one line that needs to step up, and that is going to be the first line. Patrice Bergeron, Tyler Seguin, and Brad Marchand.
Yep. Big three.
With Nathan Horton out with a concussion, this line needs to lead the Bruins. Patrice is someone who you know. Patrice is someone that is well known around the Bruins and is one of the best will get the best out of every game. He's a leader here in Boston, looked up to by every player on the Bruins roster. He's one of the best players in the league, in my opinion. He had a huge playoffs last year for the Bees, and I expect nothing less again this year. You know, you can see here, this is a game last year against Tampa Bay that he had that. He's just unbelievable. Wow. He always goes 5-hole, always gets that crease shot. Brad Marchand is also someone who I expect to have another good playoff run out of. He is someone who is a new full-time roster player last year and made a huge impression on the playoffs. He had another great year this year and has been a huge piece to this Bruins lineup.
Yeah, he also has a bunch of intangibles, just works hard, hustles, not afraid to get in a couple fights. Like, those are intangibles that make up a great hockey player.
Yeah, he loves to get greasy in the greasy and grimy areas, and that's a guy you really look for. That's a guy Claude Julien really has on his play. I mean, there's a big hit right there. He's just a guy that's well-talented and can really score and really stepped up. And the last one is Tyler Seguin. Young guy, 20 years old. He is someone who has a great year this year, scoring 29 goals as a second-year player and at 67 points. He stepped up big when needed in the Stanley Cup run last year, and I expect nothing less of him this year.
Absolutely not. It's amazing to find young players like that in the NHL that are just so talented. Like, the last one I can think of his caliber at such a young age probably be Sidney Crosby or Ovechkin that we talked about earlier.
Yeah, Sidney Crosby's a very talented player.
So those are great choices, Greg. Obviously, you forgot Tim Thomas, who is going to need to have another stellar playoff run again if he wants to win the Stanley Cup. I think the Bruins could have another run at it again this year, though. What do you think, Greg?
Yeah, I think they can. I think that there's a lot of little question marks about the Bruins, but they've been playing well the past couple of games. They finished out the regular season strong. Had some woes in the beginning, had some woes at the end, but I think it's going to get going now.
We know, Greg, who do you think will win the series and in how many games?
Well, I think that the Capitals are not just going to tough it out. I think that they're not going to be able to keep up with the physical pace of the Bruins. The Bruins have always known to have been a physical team, and if everyone can stay healthy, I think that the Bruins are going to pull it off in 6. They just need to make sure that they stay strong. They've had some injuries problems throughout the year. Johnny Boychuk going down, Adam McQuaid going down against the Capitals later on in the year. I think that if they can stay healthy and everything can work out for them, and guys can step up who need to step up, then I think you're looking for a pretty good series here.
And something else, Greg, we talked about in our previous episode is their defense has been a little spotty at times. So I think if they can clean up their defensive line, I think they'll be all right.
Yeah, with Boychuk down and McQuaid down, it's been kind of tough. They've had some guys come in. Torrey Krug, guy that picked up out of Michigan State. I think that they could figure it out, kind of do what they need to do if something happens. But I think that D's going to be fine and everything's going to be ready to go.
Now, for the end of the show, let's take a look back at some of the greatest plays of 2011, 2012, and throw the package to Sportscenter Canada.
Here's Pouliot with a jump in his stride, working against Kulikov. Up ice, Pouliot digs, goes to the middle. Oh! Benoit Pouliot! Merry Christmas! A little delay, curl and drag. Somehow was able to reach in between the skates, still pull it forward.
Being tied up there by Hannon. Now Rivera goes behind his back. What a move by Rivera! Walking in, lines and fires.
Are you kidding me, Mike Rivera?
Hopefully I'll be on the top 10 on TSN.
Capitals trying to get some of that momentum back. They had early in the period. Ovechkin, a shot, he scores! Ovechkin stepping in from the left circle and scoring against Crawford. Spezza goes up. Lab runs into Kyle Turris. Spezza dangles it first and scores! Kyle Turris on a dangle by Spezza.
A play by Jason Spezza, taking advantage of some tired defenders with some sick mitts.
He's done it 8 times before. My goodness. That's it.
Probably about 15 stick handles in front of Nicholas Backstrom.
Wants to move. Yeah. We have seen it in places like Minnesota before.
Shame on you, Zidlicki. You have got to be kidding me.
O'Neal has it again. Oh, got it to Mossman. Play to it. Nothing. Score! You can't teach this in hockey school. This is just a gift. I don't care who you are as a defense. There's nothing you can do. Right, Stevie? Nothing you can do in that situation. I think it's hard to find a point. Here's Duchesne with a chance. Backhander. He scores. This is unbelievable by 9 and White. What a toe drag to get that from behind him.
We're in the dressing room and O'Brien kind of walked by me and he imitated the sound of the Sports Center introduction music.
Knowing Dutchie, I think he was probably pretty excited knowing it's going to be on the highlight reel.
Malkin galloping. Malkin to the goal. Scores! Didn't we see this in the first Stanley Cup run against the Minnesota North Stars?
But this time it wasn't John Casey in the net. It was Dwayne Rollison.
It is so Mario-like.
That about does it for us here on Bruins Weekly. Hope everyone enjoys the game tonight, and let's hope the Bruins get a win. I'm your host, Greg Chamlin.
And I'm Mark Rodgers. Thanks for tuning in to the Bees.